Go ahead and cancel me for this one, but Tylenol is linked to autism. Yeah, I said it. And why does that surprise anybody? I've been saying this for a while now. There is a reason why other pain medication is not allowed during pregnancy. Why is autism so prevalent in children today? It wasn't like this 20, 30 years ago. Every single person I know has a child, a friend, a neighbor, someone they know with a child on the spectrum. Some mild, some extremely severe, and yet the one safe medication pushed during pregnancy just so happens to keep popping up in the data. Interesting, right? And the second you say it out loud, people lose their minds. Oh, but I took Tylenol and my kid's fine. Cool, nobody said it's the only cause. What the study shows is that it increases risks, but the media, they don't want you questioning it. Why? Because it was Trump who dared bring it up. Look, you can hate me, you can hate Trump, but well, the facts don't lie. Harvard, Johns Hopkins, Mount Sinai, they are all saying the same thing. Autism is out of control, and ignoring the evidence will not fix it. Sometimes the truth hurts and facts don't have feelings. And well, I hate to break it to all of you, but right now is one of those times. But again, why should we be shocked, right? That the media is trying to hide this or disprove what Donald Trump is saying. Because, well, they disagree with everything, even if that means protecting unborn children. Because, well, let's be real, liberals don't care about unborn children because they'll abort them.
Hi guys, my name is Johann Spence, and that video that you just saw was a woman talking about how Tylenol causes autism. She uses ethos, pathos, and logos to try to convey her argument and seem like what she's saying is true. So we're going to break it down using those exact 3 points that she used. So first, let's talk about ethos. First, she talks about how the questionable authenticity with autism in itself. She says that it wasn't like this 20 to 30 years ago and brings up how Tylenol entered the market and when autism was discovered. But autism wasn't discovered until the 1911s. Tylenol wasn't in the market until about the 1950s. So there's no real strong correlation there between those two. Next, she has her tendencies of bringing up conservative trends. She lacks any medical knowledge or certification throughout the video. She brings no medical articles up, or she doesn't have any claims of medical knowledge. So, despite her claims, she's been saying that she's been talking about this for a while. Going through her videos, she doesn't really talk about this that often. This is, I believe, one of her only videos talking about this. Next, we have pathos, which is the appeal to emotion. She's framing herself and Trump organizations as, people who are going out of their way to going against the popular consensus to tell a hard truth.
Hello, this is Matthew, and I wanted to add that in regards to her political motivation, a lot of her rhetoric matches that of RFK Jr., who states that autism is an epidemic that needs to be cured.
Which doesn't necessarily imply that they are telling a hard truth. She's using language that implies that her statements are unquestionable, and that they're facts, and to dismiss, the opposite side. So she's using more politics to back her side, which isn't really a strong basis. She uses a lot of heavy political language and gives a mentality in her video that it's a us versus them situation when it's not. And, she has a conservative audience, so she uses that to try to bring more people in and try to, manipulate people to think that she's right. She also tries to spur the political side once again, using a completely separate topic about abortion, which has nothing to do with the conversation, saying that liberals have no problem against aborting unborn children, and she's trying to frame her political party as heroes, once again trying to use emotional and political manipulation against her audience to try to make it seem like she has a good baseline and knows what she's talking about. Last but certainly not least, we have logos. She states that Harvard and Johns Hopkins, the organization, and Mount Sinai all came to the same conclusion. Despite this is just flat out false in general. She has, first we could show that Harvard right here has literally stated that, they've only published on Mount Sinai's results, despite her implicating that they did their own study, which they didn't. And then Johns Hopkins, the organization, released a separate article right here saying that that their study may have been influenced by other results and other factors like inaccurate self-reports and coincidence, which leaves Mount Sinai being the only article saying that she brings up that confidently claims that Tylenol causes autism, and we can bring up articles, actual trustworthy articles, right here, that says quite literally the opposite.
Hello. I want to add that the reason that Tylenol is recommended over other painkillers for pregnancy is the fact that opioids have had a history of causing birth complications and defects.
She also tries to frame her opposition as irrational and willing to ignore the facts, and then she also states misinformation in order for her political agendas to make more sense and seem more legitimate overall, which, if we all know, political opinions have almost nothing to do in a factual debate. So she also we also are going to bring up how she brings up multiple autism and Tylenol studies that are flawed, and the World Health Organization even released a statement saying that those claims aren't accurate, which we can see right here. So overall, don't believe everything you see on the internet. She clearly has no logical baseline of anything. She uses a lot of political manipulation to try to seem like it's a us versus them situation, which it isn't. And then she also uses a lot of emotional manipulation as well. So remember, make sure to do your own research and don't believe everything you see. Thank you.
And this has been our oral presentation. I would like to thank Johan for finding the video to debunk, finalizing the main script, and recording the bulk of our presentation video, while I handled compiling the evidence, editing the video, and creating the script outline. The references shall be found in the description, and I would like to thank you for watching.